the archetype of the sign being sign of Sagittarius that can easily feel misunderstood is that Sagittarius Sun is restless, non-committal, basically not able to make any kind of commitment, and is a traveler. I really feel like the whole non-committal theme has more to do with Venus. So having the Sun in Sagittarius means that the sign is actually right between the sign of Scorpio, Libra, Capricorn, and Aquarius. So you could possibly have your Mars or Venus in the signs of Scorpio or Capricorn, which is a very, very committed, loyal, hardworking sign in relationships. So not most of the Sagittarius suns are not going to be not committed. This is a sun sign where the sun is pretty well defined, not as well as in Aries or Leo, but they pretty much kind of know themselves. However, the sun in the sign of Sagittarius has a theme of a seeker to it. So even though they fully know who they are open to the possibilities of life, that they could explore other identities and other people's identities. Yeah, so they kind of, even though they know who they are, what they like, what they believe in, and things like that, but there's a high chance that they could change their beliefs throughout their lives. The more they seek, the more they explore, and the more they discover other people, other things in life, they discover more about themselves. They may change their identity if they want to, they may not, but they're gonna seek to know more. It's not enough for a Sun and Sagittarius person to have their identity be in a specific way for the rest of their lives. They tend to go out to seek the essence or the juice of life, if that makes any sense. So what it really means to be alive, that is what they're seeking for, because when they find out what life, not what life is about, figuring out what life is about is kind of more of a Gemini sun sign theme, but it's more about figuring out what it really is like to be alive. That's gonna really help them to figure out if they want to stick with their identity or if they want to, maybe explore and be other people, shift and be something else, whatever that could possibly be. So the kind of difference between the Gemini sun sign theme of figuring out what life is all about and the Sagittarius sun sign theme of figuring out the essence of life is that the Gemini sun sign theme is more about figuring out how to navigate through life, how things work in the world. It has more of a gathering of these systems, the gathering of a lot of different things in the way that the world works. But the Sagittarius sun sign identity is more about actual life. They may not want to figure out how everything works in the world, but they may be focused on one particular theme that they feel is the juice of life. So it may be something like freedom. Okay, this is very typical Sagittarius, archetype. It's maybe they want to figure out what it really feels like to have freedom, because they feel that freedom is the essence of life. Or maybe some Sagittarius sun signs may want to explore music, because they feel that music is the juice or the essence, and it's a thing that gives everyone life. So whatever they feel that is giving the truth of the thing that gives everyone life, that's what they want to explore more of, and that's what they seek to explore more of, if that makes any sense. And when they have a firm belief or some firm opinion, they also seek out things that they can do in life to live out their beliefs, or to live out according to their opinions and the things that they believe in, as opposed to things that to live a life based on something that they don't really believe in is really going to nag at a sun in a Sagittarius person, because their identity can be really tied to their opinions and their beliefs. So to not live based on that is gonna make them, is not gonna give them the self-esteem or the self-confidence that they really need. As the sun really shows the way that we shine in the world, the sun in Sagittarius identity really shines when they are showing other people what it really means to be alive. Whether that means showing other people freedom, showing other people music, showing other people creativity, whatever that is, that's when they really shine. So I've picked out a tarot card that I think really resonates with the theme of having your identity in the sign of Sagittarius. This is based on my own personal opinion of just going through the cards and then seeing which one really feels like a Sagittarius sun identity to me, not based on any kind of textbook. So the one that I've chosen is, of course, the sun. So I guess this is a pretty straightforward card because the sun is really at the core what gives life here on Earth. Without the sun, there would not be any life forms on Earth. So in a way, the sun could be the essence of what it really means to be alive. And I think one of the most important themes of the sun is that it rises every day, it goes to sleep at night, and then it rises every day and it keeps going and going and going. And I think that's kind of the way that the identity of the sun in Sagittarius person is. Every day is a new exploration, every day is a new way of seeking out things that they can identify with in terms of the juiciness of life. Pretty much, you know, like the sun. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about my experience with people who have their sun in Sagittarius. I know quite a few people who have their sun signs in Sagittarius, mostly women, and one of my best friends, she's like basically the first friend I've ever made in my life. I knew her when I was 7 years old, and she's been a very, very dear friend to me because not only is she the first friend I've ever had, but it was almost like she was very good at listening to her intuition, and she was seeking me out in a way, you know, like she had this connection. It's like she felt that she felt something in me that she wanted to seek. So she came over to me and wanted to be my friend. And she's been my friend ever since I was 7 years old. But of course, having the theme of, you know, her being a Sagittarius, me having a Gemini ascendant, we don't see each other very often, and she actually lives in a whole different continent, but we keep in touch. And it's funny because we keep in touch in the most like traditional way ever, which is basically writing letters. She's the one who keeps writing me letters, sending me postcards, and she never forgets a single one of my birthdays. And it's been like over 20 years that we've been friends, and she's never once forgotten my birthday. So she's very, very, she's like just super loyal, a dear, dear friend. And I think that's one of the things that I find with Sagittarius sun sign people is that if they're your friend, they'll always be pretty loyal to you, you know. They'll never backstab you or forget you. They really do seek out to make connections with people, but not like a mental connection like a Gemini sun would seek out to make connections, but they seek out to make more heartfelt, soulful connections with people. And they have this almost like intuition or instinct that they would connect well with certain people, and their intuitions are mostly right, and they tend to keep those people in their lives and always remain loyal to those people that they have a connection with. But I do find that in order to have a kind of long-term connection with a Sagittarius Sun person, you can't really have a consistent connection with them. Like, they need to connect with you, and then they need to disconnect with you, and then connect with you, and then disconnect with you. And that way you can always maintain a long-term relationship with them. And they're really not the kind of people to be, well, this is what I found with most of the Sagittarius Suns, is that they don't sulk when you can't be there, you know, during their wedding or something like that, which a lot of other signs might sulk, but they don't. They kind of just, okay, like, you can't be there, it's fine, you know. I'll see if I can be there for yours, and if I can't, then I really can't. If I can, then I can. So in a way, they have this objective approach to friendship, which I really, really appreciate. So I really can't stand sulky people. Yeah, as friends, of course. That they are very supportive of your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, your goals in life, even though they may not like what you're doing, but they'll always support you, because they themselves have an identity that is wrapped up in seeking something in their life. So when you are having a goal, or when you're out there to seek for something in your life, they're completely understanding and completely supportive of such a thing. So that's my take on the sun being in the sign of Sagittarius. If you are a sun in a Sagittarius person, or you know someone who has their sun in Sagittarius, feel free to leave a comment below. I would love to read all about it. This sign is very dear to me, as you know, I have as having a first ever friend being a Sagittarius, I feel deeply connected to this sign in a way. Having my descendant in Sagittarius, I feel deeply connected to this sign in a way. So yeah. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you'll know when I have more cool astrology videos coming up. And that's all for today. Bye!